Aaron, will you be able to share the screen?
Just wait a minute, Aman.
Okay.
I'm just finding something.
So as we were discussing about the basic of SAP, what is ECC, what is ERP, the foundation of SAP, the five guys. So you will know, people will ask about, can you name people who discovered the SAP? It's Hop, Hector. So all these names you'll get.
Definitely, Aman. We will cover today its basic thing. What is SAP and how it works in system, what its functionalities and other all things that we will discuss. But hopefully, after my overview session, you have gone through the introduction of SAP and other all things. So, as all of you, I'm hoping that you all have gone through the last session of overview of SAP. Can anyone explain what is SAP and how it works in the system? Can anyone? Shine, Chandra, Srikant, Sudharini.
Yeah. So SAP is nothing but the abbreviation of SAP System Application and Products of Data Processing. It
Hmm.
is nothing but a software where all the data has been processed, and mm, yeah. So ECC and ERP both are the softwares. So ECC is nothing but Enterprise Central Component, and ERP is Enterprise Resource Planning. And
Hmm.
SAP is founded in the year of 1972.
Great,
So this all has been covered.
great to hear. So, anyone? Srikant, Sudharini, and Chandra.
Uh, Generally, in this model, we will discuss mostly related to this uh, B2B and B2C segment over here. And customer once the customer places will be the order and
Hmm.
the deliveries. I mean, after placing the order, sales order gets generated and it will be shipped out to the go down and goods will be packed and it will be sent back to the customer. And once the bill is generated, once the customer got delivered, bill has been generated and customer paid. That will be reflected.
Great. Generally, it comes under the O2C process, order to cash process.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, so let's start with the order to cash process, how it works in the SAP and its basic understanding. So that in the next, from the next week, we will start the configuration in of SAP SD with the step-to-step configuration. Okay. Uh, Okay, so I'm just sharing my screen here. So hope you all can see my screen here.
Yes.
Okay, let's start
Yes,
with
sir.
the O2C process. Yes. Basically, O2C stands for order to cash process. This order to cash process involves like multiple processes which are involved in it, like your order known as its sales order. So in order. So what we are understanding in terms of sales order, what it is. Can anyone?
When customer requests for a particular product of sale, it considered as sales order.
Good. So basically, it is a document that records a customer request, goods or services, detailing the specific item quantities, prices, and delivery dates, which the and other parameter which comes under this sales order. So creation of the sales order involve multiple things, but few things are mandatory, which we need to understand first. So creation of the sales order involves the customer master, title master, and pricing. At least uh, we should have this information to process this order. What do you understand about the customer master?
Where all the customer related information will be there, like customer name.
Correct. Where we can just capture the customer's general information and its sales information. And the material master, which is identified the unique material which has to be sold to the customers, and its pricing, like at what terms, I'm like something is like, so we have agreement with the customers where we have agreed with the terms and condition with the pricing of the material. Based on that, we are selling the product to the customers. Correct? But these are the process. But before knowing this sales order, we have pre-sales activities. And in pre-sales activities, there is a terminology of inquiry and quotation. So inquiry. What is inquiry? Where customer inquires us about our product which are being manufacturing in our plant. Got it? Where we are just showing what kind of material we have, what are the prices of that material that we are just showing to the customer. And the quotation. Once customer finalize the order, they are just placing an order, but before placing an order, there is a quotation which is being finalized in between us. Kind of agreement is there. And based on that, after confirmation of the quotation, we are just processing for the sales order. So this too comes under the pre-sales activities. And apart from this inquiry and quotation, there is a agreement, which is known as scheduling agreement. And one more thing is contract. So basically in scheduling agreement, suppose a customer wants to like they want the particular material which has to be delivered in the certain time or a specific time for a week or every week, for a month or every month. And the contract, in a contract there are two ways of contract. First is a value basis contract and second is a quantity basis contract. So value basis, in this term, in between the customer and business, there would be an agreement that duration 1 year. I'll be taking like 10 lakh material worth of 10 lakh. And quantity basis, so these are kind of agreement generally which is being performed before starting the business with the customers. That is it. So these all are the our pre-sales activities. So generally what we are starting the sales order creation in the SAP, but we should also know its pre-sales activities. So you have anything or any question you can ask here, or I can proceed for further.
No questions at all.
Anyone have?
No.
Okay. So okay, let's come to the sales order. So once customer is finalized their order with the quantity and the prices or the agreement which has been done in between us, then business process for the sales order. Basically, what sales order contains? Sales order contains some information like customers information, which I've written already earlier here. You can see. My PPT is not working, so otherwise I could have like displayed you in the more efficient way. Material information or material master, you can say. And third one is the pricing master. So in the customer master, we can understand for which customer we are going to prepare the order. Correct? Suppose we have ABC customer and they will require XYZ material with the quantity of 100 numbers or 100 each. And what does it mean of pricing master? Where we are defining in our system that what would be the material or what would be the cost of this material, which are being like producing in our plant. Right? So 1000 INR per pieces or number, you can say. Got it? So Shaheen, Shrikant, Sudarini, Shudan, Chandra,
Yeah.
you may ask anything if you have a confusion. This is just a roughly session where we are just understanding its basic structure or the basic information, but the same thing step by step we will perform in the SAP system.
Sure, sure.
So whatever I am just delivering here in this session, I'll ask you to, tomorrow itself just to understand what I am delivering or what you are getting there. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Because this one-to-one conversation would be better. So okay. Once our sales order is created, then we have to perform for delivery. It's technical things, it's transaction codes which are being like using in the SAP that we will convey later on. So delivery. Why do we need to create the delivery? So suppose whatever sales order we have created, just to understand, just to finalize the same item to the same customers and with the same quantity are being delivering or not, just to understand the things. Basically in SAP, there is a VL01N is a transaction code which we have to use to perform this delivery. Then we have to make PGI. But in delivery, there would be a two type of delivery. One is the partial delivery or complete delivery. So what do you understand about the partial and complete delivery?
Partial delivery, but it's incomplete. Like complete
Correct.
product is not been delivered to the customer.
Correct. We are just delivering the partial. Like here you can see the customer ordered, ABC customer ordered XYZ material with 100 quantity, 100 pieces, where we are just supplying 10 material based on the availability of the product which we have. We are just delivering partially. And the complete delivery, that it means, so customer order 100 piece and we are delivering the 100 piece quantity. Correct? Then, once your delivery is completed and picking is completed, then we have to perform the PGI, which is known as post good issue. So you should have a question here, like once we have created the delivery, we have picked the quantity and everything activities done in terms of delivery, why we are making this. So here, once the PGI is completed, then it is going to hit our accounting entry in terms of finance. Accounting document generation. Where your COGS, cost of goods sold, will be debited and inventory would be credited. Okay. After making PGI, we have to perform for invoices. The transaction code in SAP is VF01. So once your PGI is completed, you will have to use the reference number of PGI, then you will be able to create the invoice. That is it. In invoice, you don't have to put any information because each or every information which are being covered or captured in the sales order will be reflected there in the invoice. Just you will have to perform the VF01, put the PGI number, reference number, and just save it. That is it. Your complete O2C cycle is completed here. So these are the basic things of the OTC cycle, but here you can understand the processes. It may or may not different in terms of their processes, like general sales process, your services process, your service sale, your scrap sale, export sale, or others. So these processes can have this these processes or additional or like less processes you can say. So in services, basically, whenever we are going to give any customer to the services where we are not physically deliver the things, where we are just giving the services, basis on that only what we will require, we will have to create the sales order, and again sales order we just have to create the invoices. There is no physical movement, there is no physical inventory, there is no physical goods which has to be delivered. Got it? So anyone, if you have any question, you may ask on this.
What is this scrap sale?
Scrap sale, suppose we have a OEM manufacturing or equipment manufacturing industry where we are just using the ironing things, but after a period of time the iron would become a scrap things. The scrap need to be sold in the manufacturing unit. Use in the Desi language we can say like katta. Suppose we have a chips manufacturing company where we are peeling the potato, the scrap which comes out, that we are selling to the customers. They are using for different purposes.
Okay.
That
I mean, like, which is not used for a particular.
correct. That is not comes under the business processes or the finished goods which are being manufactured.
Okay.
Okay.
So one by one, in the general sales process, services, scrap, each and everything we will explore one by one. This is just kind of a basic structure of O2C. But how the information from the sales order will be directly or automatically captured in the deliveries. Again, it comes to the PGI, again, it comes to the invoices. How it works? There is a copy control things and other all things that we will see directly there on the SAP system. Any question you have?
Yes, I have one question.
Yes,
In
please ask.
PGI, after delivery creation, invoice will be generated post PGI or before that? Because in our organization, once delivery is created, then invoice will be generated, then PGI. So will it can be done in both way or
In the
how does
both
it?
way, because might be there would be
Okay.
a automation once your delivery is created, your PGI is automatic created. And once your PGI
Okay.
is done, then only the invoice can be created. Correct? But these are
Uh,
the process basically which we need to understand and which we have to perform there to complete the
uh,
O2C cycle. Basically, once delivery is completed, here you can understand like everything which comes under the delivery, the parameter which comes under the delivery, like the picking, packing, and
yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Definitely, those all things are covered here. But PGI, why I am just showing this to just understand why we are just doing the PGI in terms of accounting. So here the accounting document is being generated here, where your cost of goods sold is debited and inventory is created.
Mhm.
Basically, customer is not going to pay us against this.
Yeah, correct. It is a
Correct.
based
So
on
in
that
this
payment.
terminology, for the understanding, I have just shown you this.
Yeah, got it. Thank you.
I have a different client. If you allow me that I can show you how the SAP screen is there, what kind of information is there. But no issue. I think from the next Monday, we will start the live session here. We will create each and everything. But before going to O2C process, how we know that who is just handling this master data, like master material master, pricing master, customer master, how it comes to the SAP, how we are mapping the things into the SAP. Before knowing this, we need to understand the SAP modules. I think everyone knows because you all are working somewhere. ST, MM, PP, Q1, FI, CO, AP. So can anyone explain, or you have any idea?
Sales and distribution,
Hmm.
material master.
Okay. So known as the material management.
Production.
PP is known as the production planning.
Production planning.
QM is known as the quality management.
Quality management.
FI is known as the finance. C is for controlling.
Control.
ABAP is for the programming. Okay. So when we are just selling the product, when we have a finished goods, correct? So when we have a finished goods, definitely if we are a manufacturing company, then or if we are manufacturing, what we would require? We would require some raw materials to manufacturing the FG. Suppose we are manufacturing chips in and our sector is FMCG. what we would require? Definitely potato. Some seasonings, salt, and others, anything. So these are the raw material which we will require to create the chips, the manufacturing product. This is known as the FG. In FG, in the standard language, we are saying finished goods. And these are your raw material. So only these things are not required. Apart from that, we have some cost. What kind of cost? Labor cost, electricity cost, machinery cost, or
Rental.
other overhead expenses. Apart from that, we have a packing cost, correct? Then after processing these all things, we will find this one, finished goods. So here you can see the raw material. The raw material first, when it comes to our plant, then we need to create the material master. Under the RM material type or material group, you can say. It comes under the, you can say on the, it's BOM, finished goods BOM. BOM is known as the bill of material. So these are BOMs. Okay. And labor, electricity, machinery, it comes under the routing. Actually, routing is a technical word. And additionally, the packing cost. Then only the finished goods can be there in. Okay. So here you can see what, suppose we have a, so we are just selling a 100 quantity of material. So once we are just selling, before that, definitely we are producing 100 quantity. For 100 quantity, production team who is going to produce this material, they are just making planning, and basis on the planning, they are just sending the requirement to the team. Yes, we will require this raw material with the quantity of this 10, 20 unit, 30 and 40. We will require this quantity to fulfill your 100 quantity, correct? Once it comes to the team will raise a PO, purchase order, to the outside vendor, and from there they are just receiving the material in their plant, and they have started the production. Then PP team, production planning team, runs the each and every cycle to produce the material. Once the material is produced and it is packed, then it is going to be processed for your sale. So before selling this product, what are the objective and the functionality of FI and CO? Basically, CO is handling the costing of the material. They are just finalizing to producing the 100 quantity. What are the costing? what are the profit percentage, other overhead costs are there. Basis on that, they are just finalize the MRP. And the same MRP is going to be printed over the per packets. And here finance is the responsible for basically for AR, account receivable, and account payable. Account receivable, where we are dealing with the customers, and account payable, where we are dealing with the vendors. So generally, team will be dealing with the vendors, and as a SD guy, we will be dealing with the customers. You got it?
Yes, sir.
So these are the basic and understanding of the modules which we have in the SAP. Apart from that, we have a basis module, and other is Fiori. Apart from that, different other all modules. Just say the thing. If you have any doubts, you may ask.